Good morning, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Another technical snafu. I'm wondering if pre-scheduling these events is actually working, or if I'm doing it wrong, doing it right. I'll work it out. I am not a YouTube guru. I just really am not, but I'm going to work with this technology because it seems to be the most user-friendly. So if you are joining me live for this debut presentation of Messages of Hope, I really appreciate you being here. The links that I have been posting everywhere may not be working, but eventually you will land on this channel and you will see this live. And again, I'm not sure why the scheduled event would not record for me. It just would not. So anyway, I will continue to work on that. And also I will continue to work on the lighting. Now, I have to just say that I have 6 very bright lights shining on me right now. You may see my eyes tearing up. You may see me squinting a little. I may end up with a headache after all of this because the lights are so bright. But yet my environment seems to be rather gloomy and dark. Don't get that either. I'll continue to work on it. Either way, whatever comes, whatever may, I just really am so happy that you are here for this debut presentation of Messages of Hope. Now, Messages of Hope has a double meaning. Of course, my name is Hope, and so I am the deliverer of those messages. However, the main focus of the title Messages of Hope is really to key you in that this is all about receiving tips on how you can navigate your world, create those miracles and blessings that you want, and keep hope alive in your life. Hope is the fundamental vibration that all things are created from. If we don't have hope that we can accomplish something, we're not going to accomplish it. Hope comes first, then faith, belief, action. It's a recipe, but it all begins with the vibration of hope. And that is why we are here today, so that you can keep that vibration humming in your life and keep your life on track in the direction that you want it to go. So that's what this is all about. Let's see here now. I wish I can tell. If somebody is viewing this, would you please, I'm going to see if I can share it. Oh, I can share it. Let me copy this real quick. And I'm going to go to the Y.E.S Quest page and post it. Hang on, you guys. All right, so now maybe people can find us. And then I'm just going to type a quick little welcome note. I did all this before on the scheduled video, but for some reason I can't use that. So I will just redo it all. Because that's how my life is with technology, which is amazing because my ruling planet is Mercury. You would think that I'd be right on board. But anywho's. And so now we are all set. So let me just introduce myself. I've been in the spiritual community in the Pacific Northwest for about 30 years, doing tarot, meditations, classes, mostly in Oregon. Right now I'm located in Middling Falls, Washington. I am loving it here. However, my body isn't. It's just way too cold. So I will probably be moving to a more temperate climate later on. But for now, I'm loving Middling Falls, and it's very quiet here, no crime, just a lovely, lovely community. I love it here. So also, I would like to tell you that I have a Facebook page called Your Essential Spirit Quest. And that's mainly where I do a lot of my scheduling for clients and tutorials and things like that. So if you can find that on Facebook, I would love it. If you would follow me, like the page, share it with your friends and family. So let's see. I am a divine feminine shamanic minister. That's all a fancy, fancy word for being goddess focused in my work. And shamanism is not Native American shamanism, but more Northern European, because that's my background, as well as some African influence. Now, I did do extensive training with four beautiful teachers who really took me through the traditions, the spiritual traditions of all of my ancestors. I am multiracial, multi-ethnic, and I wanted to know what my ancestors gifted to me through their lineage and their traditions. And so I studied it. I spent a year and a day with European influences. I spent a year and a day with African, with Native American, and with also Hispanic, Mexican, South American. So I, yeah, studied very extensively and then took all of that learning and just kind of created my own little brand flavor of spirituality. And this is what I suggest for you. Don't lock yourself into just one path that was gifted to you or taught to you. Branch out, learn other traditions, learn other belief systems that will help you gain a wider, more expansive awareness of your own spirituality. I tell my clients and students that there are as many names for God as there are people on this planet, because our relationship, each one of our relationships with the divine, is so unique, so very unique, that we can't really pigeonhole it into one belief system. Allow yourself to expand and learn more stuff. So that's what I did, and that's what I teach other people to do, so that you can create your own pathway home to reunite with the one love. So before we get started, and as we go through the weeks, because I'll be here every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So as we go forth, you will learn so much more about me, because I live a very transparent life. I don't carry any kind of shame or embarrassment for the mistakes that I've made. I live free to be. So I will be sharing so much more of myself with you as we go about. But that's me in a nutshell. So before we get started, I would just like to open the space up, and wherever you are, whatever time that you are watching this video, know that I am including you in this opening prayer. Okay, so just sit back and take a breath and just give yourself permission to be in this moment with me, and just settle back and relax. Holy Mother, we thank you for this day and this opportunity to expand our horizons, to evolve spiritually, to deepen our awareness of ourselves and of you. We ask that you keep our minds and our hearts open, that we accept what resonates to our heart, and we disregard anything that does not resonate. Without judgment, without condemnation, without any shame or blame, we step into this space so that we may learn and hear your messages of hope. Blessed be. All right, now I kind of drafted out a little kind of schedule of things that I wanted to present and offer you. And one of them is just some additional education about the various goddesses. This is one of my favorite books. It's very well loved. It's 365 Days of Goddess. And every day of the year, there is a goddess from all over the world presented to us. And so I'm opening the page to December 29th, and I'm just going to read it because I'm not familiar with this goddess. And I just want to kind of bring it to you. And I will show you the page as well so you can see the name. It's Tekel. I think that's how you pronounce it, Tekel. So this goddess heralds from Malay, which is in Indonesia, I believe. So her themes are banishing, health, protection, harvest, thankfulness, and kinship. Her symbols are all the root crops, I guess, potatoes, carrots, turnips, beets, all that good stuff. In Malay, this goddess supports the heavens with a pillar from the center of her creation, the earth. Tekel is the supreme goddess of agriculture and its abundance. She comes to us at the end of the old year to keep us healthy and well provided for in the new. Oh, that's kind of really timely because we're heading into the new year. Things to do today to honor Tekel. Each December, people in Malay give thanks to the spirits of Tekel for her abundance and the success of families, and they pray for ongoing health, protection, and victory over any evils they may face. It is an example worth considering. Follow Malaysian custom and consume Tekel's bounty today through luscious feasts. Oh, we haven't had enough of that, right? From Thanksgiving to now, that's all we've been doing is eating. As you take the first slice or serving of any entree, set it aside for the goddess. And I just want to pause right here. In my shamanic tradition, that's what we do for our ancestors as well. Now, keep in mind, because we're all drops of one love, all pieces of God and goddess and whatever entity that you turn to in prayer, when we honor our ancestors, we are honoring goddess, okay? So when you take that first slice, set it aside for the goddess. Don't forget to include root crops, especially yams or sweet potatoes, in your feast today. Love sweet potatoes. These are some of Tekel's sacred foods, and they will fill your heart with the abundance of love. Later, after dinner has settled, dance in a joyful manner, being thankful for what you have instead of worrying about what you don't. Tekel will join you in that dance, and the energy it generates will empower the next year with health, prosperity, and unity. That's a blessing, isn't it? So, who gets embarrassed when they dance? I am not that girl. I will dance alone. I will dance in public. I will dance anywhere I can. So if you are embarrassed to be seen dancing, you don't feel comfortable moving your body, go ahead and just turn off the lights and light a couple of candles and put on some real cool music that just really you can't help but to sway to, and allow yourself to be free in that joyful energy that comes from dancing. And know that when you're doing that tonight, Dekel is joining you. She wants you to be energetic and happy and joyful, and she will join you in that dance, and then you can push that energy into 2020 and let it infuse that year, the upcoming year, with even more joy and abundance, prosperity, blessings abound. So yeah, that's one way to make it happen. So that is our goddess for today, Tekel. And now we're just gonna work ourselves right into. Oh, we are actually on topic on schedule for 8:15 topic of the week. Let me take a sip of tea first. I'm big on tea. I grew up in England. My mother was British, and so yeah, tea is my life. So the topic for today, for this week, is deserve. Deserve. So I went to dictionary.com, and I do that quite often because I know that we all have our own kind of perspective on definitions of things, but I want us to work from a common understanding of how that word is defined in our society. So dictionary.com says, deserve, to merit, be qualified for, or have a claim to reward, assistance, punishment, etc., because of your actions, qualities, or situation. So your actions, qualities, or situation is driving this feeling of this is what I deserve. This is what you deserve. This is deserving. That's how deserve is defined for dictionary.com. So I want you to just sit back for a moment and take a deep breath and say the word deserve out loud or silently and observe where it goes in your body, what it feels like and where it lands. When you say that word, does it make you kind of clench up a little bit? Where does that happen? For me, it's around the third chakra, personal will. And I'll explain why. For me, the word deserve carries an undertone of judgment. When we decide that we deserve something, that somebody else deserves something, whether it's something horrendous or something beautiful, when we say that they deserve it, we're judging them. We're judging them. You can't say that somebody deserves something without that feeling of judgment. That's exactly what we're doing. We're judging them, we're judging their situation, and we do it to ourselves. And when we do that, what we're doing is we're limiting the potential for that person's expansion. We're like, you deserve it. So that's all you get. That you're getting exactly what you deserve. That's it. However, let me just turn to my notes because I want to make sure I'm not leaving out. Um, you're also taking away the responsibility and the ability to make positive changes. Now, just think back about the last time you said to yourself, well, I deserved it. I deserved that. Whether it was good or bad, if you said, I deserved that, I want you to go back to that moment and think about what happened after that. Did you continue to grow? Did you make amends and fix things? Did you say, well, this is the epitome of it, so I'm going to stop right here? Is that what happened? What happened after you made that determination that you deserved whatever that issue was? When you get to that place of just this is what I deserve, and you halt all expansion, all growth, all remedies for fixing the situation, you have stopped the clock on anything. I'd like for you to consider replacing the word deserve with other words, the truth of it. So when you want something, instead of saying, I deserve it, just stick with the truth of it, that you want it. That is enough. That is enough to start those wheels moving to obtain what you want. Forget about deserving. Forget about it. Good morning, Carrie. Thank you for finding me. Did you see my panic post about technology? I'll go back and explain it later. But right now, we're right in the thick of this defining the word deserve and talking about the impact that the word has. There's two words that I drop from my vocabulary: try and deserve. Those are very limiting words that we have tricked ourselves into believing are so positive, but they are not. They're detrimental to us. And I'm going to talk about try another day, but we're going to talk about deserve now because that word literally holds us back from what we actually want. Okay. And we do it with other people. We judge them as well. So say like your coworker gets a promotion. Oh, you're happy for them. You don't have any resentment. You know that that girl worked hard. She went for what she wanted and she got it. Instead of saying, oh girl, I'm so happy for you, you deserve it. How about just simply, oh my gosh, girl, I'm so happy for you. You worked so hard for that. Boom. The judgment is out of it. The congratulations is in it. When she hears that you're happy for her heart swells. The instant that you say deserve, she'll go in her head, do I really deserve that? Or yes, I do deserve that. And then of course everything again grinds to a halt because now she doesn't think that she has to work any harder to take the next step because she's obtained it because she deserves it. I hope that's all making sense. Let me just go back to this is another thing that happens when we talk about the word deserve. We think about karma. We think about reward and punishment. And that goes back to that dictionary.com definition that you merit or qualify for or have a claim to reward or punishment. Reward or punishment. Both of those things are just an outcome of our words, actions, our vibrations, our feelings, what we are putting out there into the world. Karma is not reward or punishment. It's the end result of everything that we have done up to that point. When we decide that we are being punished, what do you think that does to our vibration, our internal heart vibration? It destroys it. It destroys it. And when we think about reward, we think of it externally instead of remembering that we worked hard for that we put a lot of time, energy, and effort into obtaining our desire. We can say, oh my gosh, I finally obtained my desire is closer to the truth than I'm being rewarded. I'm being rewarded because I deserve it. No. Deserve is limiting. It limits us instead of expanding us. Good morning, Chris. I'm so glad that you're here with us this morning. Thank you so very much. Next week, I promise that I will have all of this worked out and figured out so that I don't have a delay with coming on board and we can just jump right into our session. And if you guys have any questions about what I'm saying or comments, you know I want to hear it. This isn't just a one-way thing. I am here to talk about this, but I also want to hear what you guys have to say about it. How do you feel when people talk about what you deserve and what you don't deserve? How does that make you feel? Tell me in the comments below. I'll take a little sip of tea. I'll have to get a cup warmer underneath this cup so my tea stays hot. So when you think about deserve, who's judging you? Who is that judge? Why is their opinion about what you deserve greater than your desires? Exactly. Thank you, Chris. This is why I'm talking about it. Deserve is a word that we toss around all the time. And it just really boils down to I'm judging you. I'm judging you. I'm going to say, yes, you were good enough for this. Yes, you were bad enough for this, and that you're getting everything that you deserve. But really what's happening is you're getting everything that you created. You're getting everything you created. And when you think about it from that perspective, it actually empowers you to make better decisions, better choices, to enhance your vibration so what you're broadcasting to the universe is more in alignment with what you desire. And so what you're not getting is what you deserve. You're getting what you've created. And that's exactly what karma is. But I want to just take a little step back on the karma bit, okay? Because there are some purely innocent people that experience horrendous situations and they did not create them and they did not deserve it, okay? What is happening there is that they're fulfilling a soul contract. Now let us keep in mind that we look like individuals. I mean, we're all very different. We look different, we act different, we have different desires, we're different. So, but we're all drops of the one. We're all drops of the ocean that is one love. We are one unit that operates separately yet together in that fine dance on the web of life. So, when something horrendous happens to a purely innocent person of none of their creation at all, you can bet that when they were born, they understood in that moment of conception, I am coming to this planet for the sole purpose of elevating somebody else's spiritual awareness. I am coming forth for that. And sometimes those lessons look so painful. They're so heart wrenching, and we need to just separate out. That's where that detachment thing comes in, and we're going to talk about that next week. But when we detach from that expectation of deserving and see it for the truth of it, that it's a soul contract being fulfilled, that it is the end result of everything that we have done, said, felt over the course of time, that we understand just how powerful our spirit self is in manifesting the things that happen for us. Things don't happen to us, they happen for us. Okay. So we need to just turn all that pain around and to create something beautiful from it. Creating, choosing, causing. Thank you. Thank you for bringing up that causing word because it showed up in the card reading that Chrissy did this morning. Chrissy Robinson on our Y.E.S Facebook group. So yes, we are causing it. We're creating it. We're choosing it. Absolutely. Are we deserving of it? No. No, we're not deserving of it. It has happened because we've created it. That is the distinction. And when we stop using the word deserving, we are operating from a deeper place of compassion. We are not judging. And I just want to remind you that this also pertains to any compliment that you're giving somebody. Oh, girl, I'm so happy for you. You deserved it. You're still judging them. You're still judging them. Can you just say, oh, girl, I'm so happy for you, and leave it? Isn't that closer to your heart truth? That is the difference of, that is an example of ethical communication. When you take all judgment out of your communication and you speak the truth from your heart, exactly what the truth is. Thank you, Carrie. I'm glad I'm not just gibbering because, it's kind of early in the morning. So. What does that mean? Name change hasn't ported over to YouTube. Oh, you are my Chrissy Robinson. Oh, that's what you're trying to tell me. Oh, honey, thank you for letting me know. Thank you. Yes. So do you see where that card that you pulled this morning, Chrissy, is a fine example of what we're talking about this morning? We cause things to happen to us in our life. It's not because we deserved it. It's because that's just what we created. Absolutely. So thank you for pointing that out, honey. So yeah, so back to karma. When you think about karma, whether it's good stuff or bad stuff, remember you're not being rewarded and punished. It's not about that. You are reaping what you sowed. And from this lifetime or a past lifetime or generational. Sometimes we're carrying, because our ancestors live in our bones, we're carrying their stuff with us right along into every generation, every generation. And there are shamanic techniques that you can utilize that will interrupt that will just erase that karmic debt that travels through your entire generation. If you look down your timeline and you see that there has been repeated cases of child abuse, alcoholism, cancer, all kinds of diseases and conditions and situations, poverty, lack of empowerment, self-empowerment, self-awareness, self-attainment, all of that. If you can look down your ancestral timeline and see repeated patterns of that, that is karma that you are now passing on to your own children. And you can interrupt that. It doesn't matter that those children have already been born. You can go, it's a shamanic technique, go down the timeline and interrupt it where it began. And you heal everything that comes after. So consider that when you're looking at karma, okay? So I'm just taking a look at my notes here. When we release ourselves from judgment, we stop thinking in limiting terms. Judgment shuts you down. Judgment will shut you down quicker than anything. That's where a lot of shame and blame comes from. It's from people judging you and from you judging yourself. So the next time you hear yourself saying, I deserve that, whether it's punishment or reward, I want you to interrupt that train of thought, okay? Instead, consider saying, it just is. I created that. And now I have an opportunity to rejoice in its blessing or to fix it. Don't accept um, don't accept something that brings you pain and heartache without considering changing it. Just because it is that now doesn't mean it always has to be. Will it take work? Yes. Is it worth it? Heck yes. Okay, so make that determination for yourself. So I want us now, at the beginning of this video, I had you examine where the word deserve feels in your body, what it feels like, and where it settles in your body. And now I want you to take a more loving phrase, something that you're going to replace the word deserve for, okay? Instead of deserve, I want you to sit back and take a deep breath and say, I want. Just that, I want. And see where that lives in your body. See how that feels compared to I deserve. I deserve, I want. They're two different feelings, two different vibrations. One carries a vibration of judgment. One carries love. That's it. I want. And there's no shame in wanting. My God, we keep talking about how abundant the universe is, but yet we don't ask for things. It's okay to want things. It's okay. And you can ask for that, whether it's tangible, like a new car, or intangible, like a new habit. I want. How does that feel? I hope it feels empowering. I hope it feels hopeful, because that is your message of hope. It is your wanting of things that will help you create them in your life. Yes, heavy. I'm glad you said undigestible meal. It feels like that in my belly too, around my third chakra. It really triggers my personal will. My personal will is like, what? No, I don't like that word. No, I don't like it. It's not empowering enough. So yes, I agree, Chrissy. It certainly does. All right, so where are we in our timeline? We are at 8:30. It is time to, we're almost there. I'm going to be drawing some oracle cards for y'all today, and I'll be doing that every Sunday morning. So get ready for that. Is there anything else? Oh, I have to say this last sentence. This came to me this morning, and I jotted it down as a note, and I want you to just take it as your personal mantra for today, okay? When we are non-judgmental, we are free to be. That's why deserve is so limiting. It just shuts us off from the source of expansion. When we are non-judgmental, we are free to be. So when you look at your family, as you interact with your family today, your friends, strangers, and stuff like that, the minute you start thinking about, oh, they deserve that, stop yourself. Stop yourself and say, oh, that's the judgy in me. I'm being judgy. Like, who am I to judge that? I, I got to work on me. Let them be. And then just turn it all around. If you want to congratulate them, congratulate them. If you want to commiserate with them, commiserate with them. But don't say, girl, you didn't deserve that. Because how do you know? She created it. See what I'm saying? She created it. So let her work with it. If you have some input, some positive feedback and helpful tips for her to change it around, then offer them. But don't go around saying you didn't deserve that, because she didn't, but she created it. So she's reaping what she sowed. Okay? And we need to step back from that and not allow ourselves to judge that individual, but instead help them. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. So let's see here now. We are a little bit early, and there's only a couple of you here, but you know what? I don't care. We're going to pull cards. We're pulling cards today from the Spirit Messengers deck by John Holland. It's one of my favorite Oracle card decks. And I'm just wondering, anybody would like to receive a message of hope just for them? If so, make sure to comment in the comment sections below. And if you are watching this after we stop going live, I'm sorry that you missed out on these card readings. I will not be offering them. If you send me a comment tomorrow asking for one, I'm sorry. I will not be doing that. However, I will be here next Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will be drawing cards then as well, okay? So if you ever want just a little oracle reading for yourself for the week, this is where you can always get it, all right? So is there anybody who would like one? Oh, all of you, yay. So Chris, you responded first, so this one is for you. It's the Serenity card. Serenity. Ooh, I love how he's dipped in water there. Let me read it for you. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues, resentments interfere with your serenity today. Oh my gosh, I think we all can benefit from that card. How often do we wake up remembering yesterday and all the pain and suffering that we went through yesterday? We need to just put it aside. We need to put it aside and understand that every time we open our eyes in the morning or in the evening, whenever we wake up from our deep sleep, that we've got a do-over. It's an instant do-over. You may not be able to go back and fix what happened yesterday, but you can always start fresh today with a new mindset and a new commitment and dedication to always look for that beauty in life. You know, we forget there's just so much suffering going on right now that we forget that there's also so much beauty out there that will actually feed our spirit and keep us attuned to the beauty. So look for it. Leave yesterday behind. Hey, Alicia. I know, girl, I'm so sorry. So I was explaining here that for some reason my scheduled videos they wouldn't give me the button that said go live. So I'll be working on that. I think it's because I pushed streaming instead of webcam. So I'm going to go back and look at all the other future events and make sure that I fix those. So Carrie Gardner, this is for you, my love. And hey, Carrie, I just want to let you know that I'm making it my mission to get to the post office on Monday. I'm so sorry, girl. It's been a week. So, but your aquamarine's going in the mail tomorrow, I promise. This is for Carrie. Stay connected. Stay connected. I love how gently those hands are touching. I love those gentle, soft connections. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. Now, I hear clients and students tell me all the time that in the midst of their trauma, their crisis, their struggles, that they've stopped praying, that they don't meditate anymore, that they haven't sat with their altar in forever, that they put their spiritual self on hold as they're dealing with their daily stuff. But that's when the connection is the most important thing. It becomes our anchor. It becomes what feeds us and lifts us up out of the issues that we're dealing with. So never lose your connection. Make it the lifeline that helps keep you afloat in the sea of turmoil. How poetic am I today, huh? Yeah, there you go. Stay connected. Girl, am I right, Chrissy? It happens. It happens. It's because we just get so caught up in ego because everything seems so massive and we have to put our full attention on that. But, yes, it does require our attention and our action, but it also requires that connection to divine source to feed us that positive energy that we need to get through it all. So, yes, never lose connection. Yes, girl. I know how easy that is, especially around the holiday times, ladies. Especially around the holiday time when you have so many family obligations and happenings and celebrations and things going on and your job. And yeah, so it's easy to lose that, and it's easy to reconnect. And when you make it a daily practice, you start noticing how your day goes lots better. So make it a daily practice. I get up. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you what time I get up, just so that I can have that time to meditate, pray, offer up incense and prayers for my community and my clients and students. I mean, I'm doing energy work before most people open their eyes. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you have it. Alicia, Alicia, tell me about this. Someone telling me what I deserve. Yes, girl, you just summed it up in one sentence. What I just said earlier before you came on. That's exactly what the word deserve is. It's judgment. It absolutely is. Whether you're congratulating somebody or commiserating with somebody, you are judging them, and we are not in a position to do that. Not we're not judges. We're really not, unless unless we're judging for a job, like a Supreme Court judge or something like that. But no, we're not judges. We are all people who are helping each other get home to the one love that we all belong to, that we're all a part of. And that's the insidious thing, is that we're so harsh with each other when really we're just the same. Internally, we're just all headed home. That's all. And we need to help each other get there. Alicia, would you like me to pull a card for you this morning? We're pulling cards from the Spirit Messages deck from John Holland. today. My favorite death. No, well, one of them. I'm just looking over my notes, make sure that I am. This is all about judgment. I wrote that down. So when we stop talking about deserving, we are more empowered to make some positive changes in our life or to celebrate that blessing that we worked so hard for. Now, there are some blessings that just come our way. Well, we think they do. We think that our blessings just come our way because we're lucky. It's because our heart's in the right place. We've attuned our thoughts and our actions to manifest it. Those blessings are out there for us, but by God, we need to make a little effort to go get them. Okay. So when we are talking about deserving, we are stopping that process. So yeah. And then I wrote, consider not limiting your or another person's potential by declaring what you or they deserve. When something happens, don't judge it as good or bad. It just is. If it makes you happy or sad, say that instead of you deserve it. When we're non judgmental, we are free to be. Are you still here, Alicia? And do you want a card this morning, honey? I'm going to assume you do. It may be that you're commenting and I just cannot see it. Because as you know, technology doesn't always work with me. Oh, honey, I don't know what I'm going to do when Mercury goes into retrograde. I anticipate a bunch of problems, but I'm going to try to have a lot of stuff ironed out so we don't suffer so much. So, yeah. All right, you guys. Well, Alicia, I'm going to be here. If you want one, just pop in and let me know. And in the meantime, we are just going to do a couple of announcements and a closing prayer because I'm going to try to end at 9 o'clock. And I know there are going to be some times that we go over because people ask questions or there's more people on the video that want card readings and things like that. So but today it looks like we're going to stay on schedule, and I'll be shutting this down at 9 o'clock and setting up for my next live at 10. It's the introduction of Feng Shui. I'm so excited to be presenting this as well. It's one of my favorite ways of working with energy, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. So I'm excited about that. Also, I want to tell you about some upcoming stuff. Let's see. This Tuesday, I am going to be ringing out 2019 with y'all. I'm going to be doing a year-end ritual or ceremony. And also, we will then welcome 2020. So it's a letting go and accepting of the process of life. We release and we receive. We release and we receive. It's the flow. It's the natural flow of life. You cannot just keep receiving without releasing something. Okay, so now we're going to release 2019, make room for 2020, and we're going to do it in a very sacred, special manner. It's going to be celebratory as well, and it's going to happen at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on YouTube. I will make sure that there's a working link for that, and yeah, and I'll also be pulling cards then as well. So things you're going to need for that celebration is pencil and paper, a votive candle or a little tea light, something very small, a celebratory beverage of your choice. It could be sanctified water. I don't care. Just something in a fancy, fancy glass. Okay? Make it fancy. Pull out your fancy stuff. Got a fancy teacup? Use that. Got a fancy wine glass? Use that. Get your fancy stuff out, and we're gonna use that in a blessing ceremony. Okay? So that's happening Tuesday at 7 p.m. And of course, let me just bring up that feng shui again. That is happening today at 10. And I'm going to be presenting feng shui. It's an ancient, thousands of years old energy method of changing the energy in your home to change the energy in your life. Okay, your home becomes like a map of your whole life experience. And so all you need for this one is to identify your front door. Now, sometimes people use their door from their garage as their front door, or their patio door is their front door. Whatever you identify as your front door, we're going to work from that point out. Okay, so identify what your front door is, and have pencil and paper for that. So you'll be wanting to take notes. And yeah, I'm excited to be talking about that. And then I told you about Tuesday. And then I will be back here next Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to offer you another message of hope. And this one is about acceptance and detachment. Acceptance and detachment. We struggle with that. We don't want to accept things, and we don't want to let go of things. You see what I mean? And it's the things that we don't want to accept that we really need to accept. And the things that we don't want to let go of, we really need to let go of. So we're going to talk about that kind of stuff, okay? I'm excited to be talking about that. Struggle with that all the time. So, Alicia, I have not seen your request for a card. Woo, if somebody else can just, I'm going to just type it. Do you guys have any questions about anything that I said today? I would love for you to comment after this video goes down and is posted. You can comment your questions. The public will see it, and I will, of course, answer it. If you have any suggestions of topics that you would like for me to present, please send those to me as well. Yeah, I can use all the feedback, has positive, negative. This is how we learn. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. All right, Alicia, let's go ahead and pull a card for you, and then we're going to do our closing prayer and shut this session down. So just a second. This is for Alicia. It's the love card. Love. Love is the foundation of your existence, and you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love and compassion. Worthy is another word of deserving. Just to let you know, that's what the author says, but I'm just going to say, of course you are. We all are. That's not even an issue. Let's see. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it is equally a form of energy that propels you through life. And I want you all to just listen to that. Love is an energy source. It requires action in order for it to work, for it to exist. It's a verb. It's energy, okay? We can love things, we can love people, but love is a vibration. It's an energy source. So that is your card today, my dear. Remember that you are love. I'm just going to leave it like that. It's an emotion, but it's also an energy source. You can move the world with love. You can change hearts with love. Love. All right, you guys. Well, we are up to almost 9 o'clock. So let us just pause for a moment and give thanks for this day and this opportunity to spend time together. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys being here. If you enjoyed this show, please invite your friends next week so we can all be together. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you. So let's just take a moment to sit back and close our eyes. Remove the word deserve from our vocabulary. Replace it with words of positive affirmation and honesty and ethical communication. Holy Mother, thank you for this time together, for this opportunity to learn more from each other, how we can infuse our lives with hope, which is the foundation for creating everything that we want. We turn our attention to our global community and ask that you wrap your protective arms around them and hold us all in your loving grace as we make it through our day. Blessed be. Thank you, guys. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. I hope you join me at 10 o'clock today for Feng Shui. Bye-bye.